Once upon a time, there was a little boy named John. John is a student at the TUE. He is 20 years old and he is interested in the latest technological developments. Therefore, John likes to participate in experiments at his university. This time, he was invited for a new experiment on robotics, for which he is expected to be at one of the labs. With the greatest enthusiasm, John starts his journey to the IPO building. There he finds the hallway with all the different labs. It looks a little bit boring, and John doesn't really know what they are for. For a while, John sits there and waits for the experiment to begin. In the meantime, he checks his phone once more to know exactly what the experiment was about. Something with robot interaction? John is curious what he has to do. Then finally the experiment starts and John gets to interact with the robot. This is what John has been waiting for, and he really likes the robot and the experiment. He didn't know that robots could do this. However, he still has got some questions when the experiment is finished. He tries to ask the experimenter for more information.
I am sorry, John, I don't have much time right now. The next participant is already waiting.
John, who is slightly disappointed, walks away from the IPO building to continue studying again. He expected a nice break from his daily routine, which he got. But John really came for new insights into technology and research. Maybe his need didn't really get satisfied. How could we inspire John's curiosity for technology even more? And this is where the super team comes in. A team of experts on user experience design investigated John's situation and came up with some interesting ideas to improve on his experiences.
Let's help John!
So let's imagine this new scenario. We will follow John once again on his journey for the experiment, but this time with some interventions of the super team. John enters the IPO hallway and walks past a couple of research labs. His curiosity already gets stimulated as he walks by the lighting lab. He thinks by himself, what kind of research do they do on lighting? Then John easily recognizes the robotics lab where he has to be. He has a quick look at the many items that are on display. Oh, what is that? John receives a notification on his phone. John receives more information about all the experiments that take place in the labs. Once again, John had a great time, but he wants to ask the experimenter some questions related to the research.
I am sorry, John, I don't have time at the moment, but maybe you can have a look at the interactive screen just outside the lab.
John takes a look at the interactive screen. And he selects the research on robotics. There John gets more information not just on the experiment, but also on previous and upcoming experiments. This time, John's need really gets satisfied, and he leaves the IPO building with full enthusiasm. This was yet again another episode on one of John's adventures. Want to know more about John? Stay tuned for another episode next week.